Hello, hello! Welcome to part 2 of the Republic DLC. Thanks to everybody who's already looked at part 1 and put some nice comments down. It's much appreciated. The first thing I do want to say is I'm not really calling this a walkthrough, and the reason I'm not calling it a walkthrough is because, quite frankly, as you've probably already guessed, I haven't got a freaking clue what's going on here. So it might turn into a walkthrough. But I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to actually get going. I'm going to unpause it because last time I just didn't do that. So I'm going to unpause the game. And also, first off, I'm going to now correct a few things that I said before, because I have done a few little investigations of things. I want to know why that just changed up there. Yeah, anyway, fuck that. Let's end of a holy war, fine. Now, I've just started it on the slow speed. The first thing I want to talk about, I banged on last time about domain size, and I said, oh look, it's really low. I said it in that voice as well. And I said, it's only 3. Oh, that's probably because it's a republic. It stops you just being feudal and having loads of holdings, right? Well, that's a load of old cock. Now, it turns out that in the patch that was come out, English is my first language, believe me. In the patch that just came out with the game, my understanding is they've reduced, or as you kids might say, apparently, nerfed. They've nerfed the domain size, possibly using the stewardship bonus. I haven't got a frigging clue. I did actually check that. So what I did, in the meantime, is I went up and started a game up as the Earl of Desmond, and sure enough, he had only 2 as a possible domain size, where before it used to be way bigger than that. It used to be 6 or 7, I'm sure. So it looks like they've nerfed that. So therefore it's got nothing to do with the Republic thing, in case. I apologise for misinforming. If you do become the Doge, you get a bigger one. You get a bonus. I think that you get an extra either 2 or 3. I think you get an extra 2 because it's that Lord Mayor rank. You get a Doge rank, which I think is 3 possibly, so you get a few more holdings. So that brings us on nicely while this game is still ticking away, and we have to continue with another issue. Well, there's a couple of issues I had. One is, off the top, I couldn't really work out what's the big friggin' deal of being the Doge. Because so what? Why do you want to be the Doge? How's that all helping you out? It doesn't last long. I can build on my trade post, bloody blah. Well, one of the big things, there's probably loads of reasons why you want to be the Doge, as it turns out. Obviously, you're higher up the food chain, but one of the reasons is because you get a higher domain limit. So that's one thing. The second reason, which I hadn't appreciated, is we talked about what you do with these. Briefly, I talked about something called an embargo war. You might get someone in your home if you open up, trade posts in other people's territories, which you are free to do as much as you want. They might declare embargo war on you, and so they'll, I believe, either nick the trade posts and also stop you putting trade posts there. So that's all very nice and great. So what's that got to do with the Doge? Well, what you can do with the Doge is you can ask someone, say we've got Genoa. Let's have a look at this bloke here. Who's that? That is Genoa's trade post. Okay, and that is within the Holy Roman Empire. If I was Doge, I could ask the Kaiser. Where is he? There he is. I could ask him to declare an embargo war against Genoa for that trade post, or it would actually be for all of Genoa's trade posts, I think. So by being the Doge, I can ask him, and then he might decide whether he wants to do it or not. It looks like it's based on opinions and things like that, so probably I'd have to do so. I'd have to flatter him first and do all that sort of cock. But that's one of the advantages of being the Doge. So you can start those embargo wars, and then you also join in the war. You are an ally in that war. Genoa, of course, can also call in their allies, which therefore means there is a point to having alliances. But that's one of the purposes of being the Doge. A couple of other things when it comes to the Doge, which I didn't understand. Again, this is all probably obvious to everybody else, but to me I didn't quite understand it. Which is, you see these 3 titles here that he's got. He's got the Most Serene Republic of Pisa, which is just a titular title. It's the Republic of Pisa, and then he's got the Grand City of Pisa. Playing around with the game, I noticed that when he dies, the next Doge inherits those 3, which kind of makes sense because the Doge, I guess, must be the top geezer. So the next Doge will inherit those 3, and he's got no other holdings, this bloke, so that will just go down to his successor there. If he had any county holdings, that would also go down to his successor, but those will go over to the new Doge. And what you'll actually then get is, if say that new Doge was us, we would immediately then get a warning that we are now going to lose those on succession, and the reason would be is because unless our heir is the next favourite, well then we're going to lose those titles to the new bloke. So that was one of the things I didn't know. But one thing I still don't quite get is this. You can see this: fabricate a claim on the Republic of Pisa. Now that is slightly confusing to me, because why would I be able to fabricate a claim? If I fabricate the claim and press it, does that mean I become the Doge? That's my question. So anybody out there in Tinternet world who's done this, can you just tell me, if I fabricate a claim on the Republic of Pisa, do I therefore nick that and become the Doge? Does that make me the Doge? What does it make me? What happens to these other two? So can I just take over and be the Doge? I don't know. Does that work? I have noticed if you try and do it, I think I did this, I'm not going to do it now because you can't change plots, but the percentage power to do it is very difficult. I.e., you choose a plot, your own plot power is low, and all of the people you can invite also have relatively low. So I guess it's quite a hard thing to do, which makes me think maybe you do become the Doge. Who knows? If anyone out there can tell me, then tell me. So, in the intervening time, let's get on with the game. We're not calling this a walkthrough at the moment, because I'm basically barely able to tell you what I'm doing. So let's do the Chancellor. So we can, I think, fabricate claims as per normal. Not entirely sure where I want to go, but let's go down to, well, I was going to say Apulia. Who's this? So we have a new Doge. Is this guy. So if you have a look at this new Doge, he's now inherited those titles. As you see, that's what I was just banging on about. This is probably blatantly obvious to every single person apart from Mr. Fuckwit here, but I didn't quite understand what was going on. But basically, particularly this one, the Grand City. I understood these two; they're kind of like titles, but that's landed. That's land. The Grand City gives you income of Pisa. Where's Pisa? The Grand City of... No, that's not that one. It's that one, isn't it? There's the Grand City of Pisa. So that actually creates, you know, shitloads of income for you. But it gets handed over. But I guess that makes sense. If you're the Doge, you should have the Grand City. So it's so in other words, the previous Doge might have a few landed holdings. When he dies, that landed holding will go over to the new Doge, even if it's not his actual successor. It's just someone who's been elected. So there we go. That's fascinating. They're already off to war, but it's a holy war for Tunis, which is over here. So my question, anyway, coming back to the game, is we'll do this, and then we'll look at let's look at strategy. So my strategy is basically I'm going to try and open up a trade zone. So I'm going to try and open up trade posts here. I'm going to then try and see if I can nick this trade zone off, because this trade zone is actually owned not by me, it's by Gel clubbing me there, whatever. So I'm going to try and nick that trade zone. I've got one up here. Set one up, two down there, and see if I can create a trade zone and get bonuses. At the moment there is no trade zone there, and that's because there is a trade zone there, which will come to... whose that? That's Pisa's, but it's Aliasta's. That's because he's got a few trade posts there. So let's see if we can disrupt that. So I want to go there and see if I can open up trade posts there. As far as the feudal goes, what do I do with my... I'm guessing I want to fabricate claims, but maybe I don't. Maybe actually I want to improve relations, and the reason I want to do that is because I want this guy possibly to start embargoing these trading posts here, which are owned by, it's a bit annoying, it's Venice, who are one of the other republics. And I'm going to want to, my aim therefore is going to be become the Doge and get old Duke Robert the Wise to embargo. That's my theory. That's where I'm going to go with this. It's probably cock, so therefore anyway I'm going to send my Chancellor To improve diplomatic relations. Let's make sure I'm not being a toss about that. There we go. Over to Apu. Oh, hang on a minute. Easy, Tiger. Let's work out where. Only problem do it. Oh, fuck it. We'll stick him there in Apulia. I was just wondering whether he was in Apulia. No, he's fucking not. Is he somewhere else? But anyway, that might not matter. Let's worry about that in a minute. Then the rest of them are martial. Well, I'm going to train troops in case I need them. The one thing I didn't quite understand about this here is it's allowing me to put them in different places here, which is weird because I don't have any holdings there, apart from the fact that I do have a trade post there. So I don't know. But anyway, I want to stick the marshal there. Get my troops up. So my troops are there, 483. You can see that number's now risen, and it's now just going to have to reinforce. So that's all good. Steward is going to just go again. I guess that does help your trade post, but I want him there to get my income up. Now the spy master, I'm just going to scheme to start with there to see if anyone can do that. And then finally religion. This is one of these stupid things where I'm going to ask him to improve relations with himself, and that's not a euphemism for having a wank, of course, although he's a Catholic priest, so maybe it's better if he does do that, if you compare it to the alternative that they get up to. Oh, bit of politics for you there. And so let's improve relations with himself. So there's the old whatevers. Oh, the next thing as well, we just want to. Someone put a comment in very kindly, very kindly. I want to say, people who take the time to make the comments is much appreciated. Not just saying it's nice, which is really good, but also saying this is what you should do. He also said about, I can't override the laws, it just increases the opinion of you. Well, I think he was talking about the designated heir thing. Well, I've actually tried this using some of the cheat codes. He's my eldest. He's the heir to the house and the county, because he's the eldest member of the dynasty. There's that whole thing here about you can designate him the heir. Not the landed, that one. Designated heir. Well, I actually did that and ran it, and sure enough, he does become the patrician of the house, even though he's not the eldest. So it does work. When I die, if I've designated him the heir, he will become the patrician, the head of the house, rather than the current heir, which is him. Heir to the house of Dapian or whatever. And I think he gets everything. Actually, if I choose him as successor, he will become the whole lot. So anyway, let's get on. What's all this cock? We've gained 100 gold. Let's not get too worried about why we did. It's probably one of those lovely things. What's this? Declared holy war. He died in a suspicious accident. Fair enough. Dora, our courtier, has died of smallpox. Did we have a wife? Oh, we do, because we're betrothed. We've got to try and remember where we are. He doesn't have a wife. And I think we should try and get some. I wonder if there's any alliances we can get. Courtier in Pisa. What I was looking for is trying to. We want to keep an eye on who's getting all the power and the trade posts in here. We also want to see if there's any feuds going on. I can't remember how that works, so we have to look at that. We also have a look at plots. As far as the plots go, we've had this question here. I'm not going to do that one yet. There's also this plot to seize the trade post. I think the plots kind of work where if you have a trade post, there will then be a plot available to seize any that are next door. So I guess if they are of your republic, I'm assuming if there's trade posts that are owned by your republic, I don't know, I could be wrong about that. But anyway, enough of this cock. I keep saying cock, sorry. First thing, I'm going to change military organisation, make that the focus. I often do that. The rest of these things don't seem to have really changed us. So let's have a quick look at our retinues. We know that's no good to us until we can get our cap up. Our army levies are all fine and dandy. Choose a plot we'll come back to see which one I'm going to do. Start faction is independence. Oh, this is interesting. I think if I go for independence and it gets granted, then all that happens is I stop playing this game. It just becomes back to I become a feudal lord again, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. So on the Republic front, the current there we are. So we're looking a little bit behind him because of respect. We don't have much prestige. Then again, neither does he, I think. Let's see how the prestige is working out. So he's got 58, so we need to be careful with prestige, and we're not setting aside any campaign funds yet, and the reason we're not doing that is because the first thing we're going to do is going to go here and open up a trade post, because that's next door. So we're going to open up a trade post, which is going to take a little bit of time. Now I'm wondering whether I could... hang on a minute. Oh right, there's a trade post under construction by Aliatar. Where's Aliatar? So he could be the one we don't want to play, because the one we want to get our trade zone is that one and that one. So we need to start looking at whether maybe who's the most powerful of our mates here. Well, not him. Oh no, the Doge. I'm just looking to see whether there's people I should get alliances with. Oh, what happens there? Oh, we could get rid of him. Oh no, doesn't do that. I'm just wondering if there's anyone I should maybe get alliances with, in case I want to start plotting to take these trade posts, because it looks like this bloke here is building up Roman computer. Yeah, he's building up a little zone there, and now he's going for that one, I think. So I'm doing that one and he's going for that one. So once we've built that, I think we can have a plot to take over that. And so we will want to. We need allies possibly to do that. So we wanted to marry our son off. So we're really looking for the house of. Well, there's his house. He's the one who's doing that. Who should we pick? Let's be nice to someone. What about him? Katana. Is there a Katana house? That's easy, just look at his family, innit? It's not going to work. I guess it's too early in the game at the moment. There aren't really all that many. Although, hang on, he's not married. Have I not got daughters? Let's do that. What about if we arrange the betrothal? Oh shit, it will only be with... Where is she? Oh, she's being tutored, that's why. I have no control over her. I should have control. Oh, fuck it, let's wait for her to get to the right age, unless she's not married. No, she is married. Alright, so... I wonder if I can do this a different way. Bear with me. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's arrange betrothal with our daughter. There is a way to do it. We get an alliance then. Oh yes, let's try that. Now, I might have actually done some strategy there. Don't tend to do that sort of thing. So let's also look at the cash side of things. I've got a trade post there. Let's have a look at a couple of other things that definitely are existing that I've worked out. So let's have a look at this whole thing about... There we go, the betrothal is there, that's good. So let's have a look at... setting up these trade posts further aside. As you remember, further afield, even. Fucking use your brain. As you remember, you set it up and you get this distance penalty. So how do you get over that? And we talked about the fact that, well, because we're a naval republic, we get this casus belli immediately for all the coastal towns. Now this bloke, his territory, Castile, is 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore he's got 4 cities on the coast, which are all there. Actually, he's got more than 4. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 6, but there's only 4 coastal cities, which we will seize. If we seize those cities, we can then set up a trade post. Although, from what I can tell you can only set up a trade post if there's a positive opinion of you. Let's have a quick look here. He's not hostile, which I'm guessing means it has to be there has to be maybe a positive opinion, or maybe it means something else. Anyway, what does that all mean? So you seize the trade post. If you do that, that distance penalty disappears, which means the cost falls, but also it gives you a casus belli to seize the county as well, apparently. I'm not entirely sure why, no idea. So in other words, what you can do is you can seize the city, then use the casus belli to then take over the actual county, possibly. Although you do, I think, my understanding is, I guess that's difficult to do to start with, because you will be fighting the same bloke and you'll have a truce with him. But one of the other things to be careful of, though, is I think your Doge could actually press it for you. because you're one of his vassals, he could then press your claim, and you might then end up, I guess, losing it possibly if he takes the county. I'm not entirely sure how that works. So anyway, we have to think about that as well. But in the meantime, we're only crawling forward still. The trade post. I want to see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens to this bloke's trade zone when he gets this trade post. So let's speed it up slightly. It's going to be ready on the 14th of May. Let's just pause briefly. At the moment, there is this trade zone apparently here. Let's have a quick look at the bonus. This bloke gets 43. Oh no, that's right. Aliata gets a 43.5 trade zone bonus there. If you go to Capua, he's getting the same 43.5. So obviously that is all a trade. That's deemed to be a trade zone, and it's his trade zone. So I'm trying to see if he opens up one there. You would have thought that the trade zone would just expand up there. Oh, and look at that, it has as well. It's just opened up massively to there because he now controls all that. So therefore, let's have a quick look at what that does to his. So it's 43. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Trade zone bonus has gone up to 50 there. If you go to here, that's gone up to 50 as well. Now, what happens there? You look at that trade zone bonus. I'm not sure if it's actually gone down, but that's quite low, 22. In fact, I've got one there of 33, and he's got one of 22. But is that because his trade post is in someone else's trade zone, so he's actually getting a much smaller bonus for having one trade post there than I am, because my trade post isn't in anyone's sphere? And does that mean that when I get this, this is the interesting thing, I guess, when I get this, when it's built, I'm wondering whether the trade zone bonus I'll get off that one will actually be lower than the one I'm currently getting off that one. And the reason I reckon it could be is because I'm getting 33% there, whereas this one is going to be within this bloke's trade zone. So, although it might wreck his trade zone as well, so that's the thing to look out for, I think, on the trade zone. Sorry for this to be all a load of old cock, but or a load of old I should stop saying that, shouldn't I? A load of old bollocks, but excuse me, just wreck the place while I'm doing it. But this is kind of what I do, really. I do less on strategy and more on the anal mechanics of it all. But that's what I think maybe helps people the most, even if it's a bit dumb. Yeah, so this is a kind of interesting thing. He opens up another one of those. It expands his trade zone, which ups the percentage bonus he gets from his income. I'm about to open up this. Now, I thought to get a trade zone in a particular sea, you need to have the majority of the posts, which at the moment he has. There's 2 to him and 1 to someone else. Now, I'm wondering if the moment I open up my trade post there, he no longer has the majority. He's got 2 out of 4, and I wonder if that will then screw his trade zone back down. Whether he'll lose that sea from it. And part of me would love to speed it up. Oh, we're nearly done anyway. 13th of February. So there's smallpox. I have more money. So let's pause. Like I say, it's not really a walkthrough because I'm not sure what I'm doing. I just want to see some of the mechanics of this trade post malarkey. I guess I should just speed it up. It's only a little bit more in it. And so that but let's pause it though, because that marriage is going to go ahead. Again, we don't get any money because he's part of that whole malarkey. Speed that up. No, that's just the intriguey. Ruler unmarried. You should get married. I thought we were married. Yeah. Oh right, yeah. Well, we can now, can't we? We can. What's going on, you nobbin? I'm betrothed. Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, fuck off! What is this cock? Betrothed can marry. Oh yeah, that's me. Ugh, spastic. That's why it says ruler unmarried. We lose a bit of gold. Yeah, good. That has all gone. Collect the money. Of course, I want money. Right, so let's go back. Fucking slow down, son. Sorry to shout. Getting all carried away with everything. Let's go back here. Is that trade post? That trade post is now built. So it hasn't affected the trade zone, so maybe you just need to have... Well, he does still have a majority in that sea. There's only one of us. Let's have a quick look then at what I'm getting for this trade zone. Yeah, so I get 25% bonus there, because I'm within his trade zone, I guess. Up here, which is my other one, I get 33% bonus. So my theory now is that if you have the majority of holdings in a sea, which I guess he does, it doesn't have the majority, but he does have two, no one else has any there. Well, these are held by other people. So he dominates versus everyone else. That then creates a trade zone. If anyone else opens up a trade post in someone else's trade zone, then they get a bonus of, in that case it's 24.1 for him, and for us it's 25, so there must be some little frig. If instead you have a trade post which is not in a trade zone, which is this one, you get a bigger bonus, 33. Let's have a quick look here. Now that seems... Oh, that's in his own... Yeah, okay, so these are all in his trade posts. Who owns that one? Is that him as well? I'm sorry, you're having to watch me do this, but I'm just trying to... yeah, that's a smaller trade zone. Okay, so I mean that's okay. So that's the benefit of trade zones. Let's have a quick look at this. Oh, look at this. Ah, here we go. Here's an embargo war. So this guy has asked this guy to declare an embargo war. So Genoa, your wife's up the duff. Genoa have asked him to declare an embargo war. Which isn't good, because does that put my own trade posts at threat? I wonder if I can raise troops. I'm wondering if that puts my own trade posts at risk, or whether... No, I'm talking shit, aren't I? It's going to be these trade posts that are at risk. Surely it's his territory, which includes Pisa's. Fuck knows. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, again, we're coming up to the end of this little brief thing, so I haven't done much. This war's being lost. Lost control of... Where's Mahida? Where's Mahida? Or was it Genoa? Who's lost control? Who declared war? What's going on? Battles. Battle of... Lost control of Monastir in Madia. Where's Madia? Where's Madia? I demand to know. Oh, there. Who owns that then? Ah, okay, we do. Oh, there we are. There we are. So let's take it all. Okay, so we own that county. There aren't any trade posts there, but we own that county. So I'm just trying to work out what happens if he successfully embargoes this war, which I hope he does, because I want to see what happens to him. If he successfully gets this embargo, that must surely be... which trade posts get lost is my question, really. Because it surely can't be all trade. It must just be trade posts in this bloke's territory. Now why is that falling down? So he is actually losing. Savorno, Pisa. So is there battles coming up here? Oh, it's over here. Where's he going? So he's off. I'm guessing is he heading all the way down by foot to here? The big knob end. Why are you doing that? Why don't you go by boat, cricket? What's she doing? Let's speed it up. Anyway, someone has been... he was been in prison because of part of that war. A trade post has been built. Yeah, we did. In Ottabalela. Yeah, that's the one we opened up, isn't it? She's arrived. She left our court because we married her. Peace and war was holy. She won't become court. Has become patrician. Oh, that's changed. Become patrician. Okay. I just keep saying okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. Pick an ambition. Let's have stewardship, if in doubt. So I kind of want to. I kind of had to stop because I'm at 30 minutes, but I want to know what's going on with this war. Oh, look at that! That's quite a good-looking boat. I don't know why I said that. There's a boat going there. A son was born. Our son. We have another son. So that's going to be a drain on resources at some point. In the meantime, I guess he's called our. Just looking at my money side of things, we've got our liege tax and the levy maintenance because he's called some of our troops. We need to be thinking about spending some money because we're obviously building up money here. We need to do something with it. And while I'm thinking of it as well, let's just check out this intrigue thing. I should now be able to fabricate claims for that port and for that one, I would have thought. Trade post, even. Yeah, there we go. Because yeah, so it's anything next to it. So I can try and fabricate a claim for that port there if I wish. And if I did that, you would have thought that would get me. Let's have a look at this bloke here. How powerful is he? And is he at war with anyone? Let's come back. It's him, innit? He's only got a city. Oh, you twat. I beg your pardon. So he's got the city of that, and that's it. Why don't we try and take that off him while we're waiting for this war, which is going badly, unfortunately. Lost control of me. Why is that saying it's minus 21% when he appears to be winning? Or is he winning? Or is that us? Or maybe it always gives us it from the perspective of how it's doing against us. Yeah, okay, maybe. But yeah, it's not going very well. So we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, let's try and plot to seize. I want this one. I want that. Whoa! Why the fuck is that already at 425? Is that because we are... A minute. That's bizarre. How have I managed to get all of that plot power? That makes no sense. Anyone know? Right, that's something else for you all out there to work out. Unless... Who is... Let's have a quick look. Who is the spy... Is someone the... Are we the spy master or something with a count? No, we're not the spy master. Who's his spy master? Is it our son-in-law? I mean, our Doge is our ally, whereas this guy has not many allies. That's bizarre. Okay, well let's do the usual. We've got massive plot power, but we do need we do need 3 backers. So let's go for the greedy fuckers, which is those. Oh, the Spy Master of Pisa. Yeah, he'll go for it. Send gift. Yes. Invite to plot. Yes. Oh yeah, I'm getting good at this. Who else? If I say so myself. Look for the greedy fucks. Yes, I like your plot. Doesn't really matter. There's a greedy one. Might not be enough, but bollocks to it. We've got loads of money. Send the gift. She might not be. No, I didn't think she would. Damn you! Look at our plot power, 700 and whatever. That's madness. It's madness, I tell ya. It doesn't have to be the greedy ones necessarily. I'm just looking. It's just a bit easier. There's a greedy one. No, but his plot power. Oh, it doesn't matter about the plot power, does it? Because we've got enough. Send, invite to plot. Yes. Go. Intrigue. Get one more. Let's just look for anybody who doesn't mind us. Ooh. Oh yeah. She now does want to go for it. She just changed her opinion of me briefly. Okay, so this war is dying a death, so we'll see what happens there. She's about to join our plot, so we can now go for the whole seize it. We make a move. The time has come. Commence the takeover. 150 plot power. What's going to happen? Dum dum dum. Or have we done it already? Do we not have to wait for some sort of... So let's have a look at the trade zone thingy bobs. Oh shit. Succeeded with the plot. Let's pause it. So now if you look and I click on any of them, oh no, hang on, I have to have the trade zone thing open, don't I? I see. You see what's happening now? Try to bear in mind. Yes. Right. So basically what's happened now is that's mine. If you click on his, it would have it did beforehand, it opened all of that up, but his trade zone has now shrunk back again, which means that he's getting 40%. Beforehand I was only getting 20% for that. I'm now getting 52 for that one, and the same for that one. He, because that's not mine, will now be getting a small amount because he's in someone else's trade zone, and that one, oh, and that one's also now added into the trade zone somehow. I'm not quite sure how the trade zone spreads it. Maybe it looks for the two counties next to it, but basically I've just created a much bigger trade zone, which has upped my income no end. Well, it's given me a boost. And in the meantime, although this video is moving on, let's speed it up slightly. What else is now happening? So we're now tying quite a lot with this guy. How old is he? He ain't. I don't know. Let's put some campaign funds aside. Let's do 100. No, in fact, let's do 150. So make us the Doge favourite. Who's this? This is our son. Now that's interesting. Why is he? Oh yeah, that's right. He's our heir. Idiot. Is he not married? Why is he not married? I deliberately didn't marry him, did I? Because I don't want them all. I deliberately didn't marry him. I just married them to get alliances for no apparent reason. Don't quite know why I did that. I married her to get that alliance with the... Oh, hang on. I wonder if he was the one I just tried to get in that plot, and he's the steward of Pisa, so he's kind of in there, and he loves us because he's married. Is that why I was... Oh, fuck knows. So anyway, looking for this war here to end. Let's unpause. So if we look at this now, back on the trade posts, again, this has now added another trade post, which is that one. I can now attempt to seize there to get even more holdings. In actual fact, I could attempt to do that again now, couldn't I? Because this bloke is seriously weakened. He doesn't like us because of the trade post. In the meantime, let's have a quick look at what our Chancellor's up to over here. Does this bloke, is he having any effect? State diplomacy, he's leading troops in Malta. This is one of the things I don't quite understand about, you know, you send your Chancellor over. Does he have to chase him around? Because at the moment this bloke's in war down here, at war in Malta. Is he supposed to go over there as well while that war's going on? Who knows? Again, if anyone else has any Scoobies about that, please let me know. This war seems to simply be going on by Mahida and a trade post in Bizerti. I wonder where's that? Let's have a quick look at that. Where's Bizerti? Yeah, okay. This bloke, this war here, he's seized the 4 things there, plus we have that trade post in his territory, so he's embargoed that as well. Doesn't tell you he's done that though, does it? No, it does actually. It's... Hang on a minute. Sorry, this is going on a bit longer, but I'm suddenly getting into this now. I'll be honest, right, when I started this, or after the first video, I seriously thought that this was a bit crap. I'm not convinced about this DLC yet, I'm still not convinced. Because I'm wondering whether it's all a bit too, sort of, everything turns over too quickly, the Doge changes and you all go backwards. I fuck knows. But maybe not, maybe this is interesting. But what I was trying to get at here is, what's happened to this trade post? It says, see, it's got Genoa there, and they're at war. Let's have a quick look at that one. Does that... Our spy master. Period of illness. Right, let's have him. Sorry, I will finish a sentence one day. Yeah, if you look at this trade post here, it says it's currently the most serene, whatever. What's this bullshit? Point office. Ooh. Yeah, go on then. Point up. Quite sure. I wonder if that gives me extra plot power then. Excuse me. Interestingly, the plot to fabricate a claim has disappeared. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Anyway, yeah. I wonder if I can finish. Let's have a quick look at this trade post thing. There's a trade post there. We own it. Everything's fine. There's a trade post there. It's owned by Visconti or Pisa in total, but it's got that little flag there for Genoa in it. And is that because it's been besieged by this geezer who's with Genoa in there? So you've got trade post of Bizzetti has lost control. Does that mean Genoa are getting the income from that at the moment because it's theirs? I don't know. Still got a garrison. Who knows? But this war is basically, there's nothing going on with this war now because I guess I don't quite know what he's doing. It's letting the time tick away, isn't it, for the things that are controlled. So anyway, I think we'll have to come back to that in the next part because this has gone way too long and it'll take forever. So maybe not much has happened. I was hoping you'll take the vows. Don't give a shit. Let's just pause it, clear these out. No longer the Guardian, died a natural death, has been released. One thing to do, let's see if there's anyone we should be trying to mentor. No, not yet. So her children anyway are of the wrong dynasty now, so I was just wondering whether we should be... I'm still worried about who that betrother was, I kind of ignored it. So, I mean, I've sorted a few things out in my head, particularly the domain size. That's now gone up, for some reason. Oh, it looks like legalism, so maybe that's just the technology has gone up. Technology level's gone up. I looked at also the benefit. One of the things I said about I'm not sure how good this is because I couldn't work out the point of actually being the Doge. But now I kind of do see that there's all this embargo stuff you can do. Plus, it has a bigger. You have a much bigger domain size as well. So that's kind of where we are. It's not a walkthrough. It's still a fucking about. But it seems like the strategy is, you know, spend your money, get your trade zone boosted. Be careful who you're doing it with. I saw someone in the forums had gone around and done a whole load of HRE, Holy Roman Empire trade posts things, and had then got stamped on and lost the whole lot through an embargo. So the next thing to do, I guess, is to start seizing. Maybe we should go over here actually and start seizing some cities off these guys against Aragon, maybe. Why can't I see cities? Oh no, not Aragon. Sorry, him. That's it, Barcelona. See, maybe we go and seize his cities, then set up some trade posts there. Alternatively, wait to become Doge. And who's that? Genoa, and then maybe take on Genoa. Get this bloke to embargo Genoa, maybe. Who knows? We'll have a think. I better pause because we're at 45 minutes now. And that's going to take forever to upload. So thanks very much for everybody who makes the comments. As I said before, it is really, really appreciated. And don't just mean the ones that say, this is really good, even though that is obviously very, very appreciated. Any criticisms as well, any things I've done wrong, any advice, even if I don't reply, because I don't always reply, because sometimes you get lots of comments. I do read every single comment. I get notified when there is one, and I do appreciate them, every single one of them. So even if I don't reply to you and I do reply to others, doesn't mean I couldn't give a shit about your comment. I do. But if there's any tips, if there's anything I've got wrong, also just please let me know, and I will address it as well in future videos, if there's anything I've done wrong. So thanks so much, and hopefully see you again in part 3.